just standing outside my flat because we're waiting on a taxi. I'm going up to church to help my mum out and have a wee tea and coffee. They have a wee store there as well, which is good because they do some brilliant things for great prices for charity to help the church, which is really good. So I've got my hair on. That's what I'm wearing today. Got my plait in, got my bow in, and my wee cardigan on, and yep, just waiting for a taxi. And then later on I've got to go to the doctor's to go and get my smear test. And nope, it's not what people want to discuss, but you have to go and do it. It's very important. I had a smear test 6 months ago and I'm glad I did, because they discovered stage 0 carcinoma on my cervix and I had to get things removed. So this is actually my first checkup since, so a little bit scared because we don't want anything to have come back. So yep, that will be not so fun later, but hopefully, there's a van going past. Hopefully I'll have a good time up at the church. But that's my taxi coming, so I will go just now and I'll see you later. Bye. Hi. It's one of those days where you wake up and it's a bit of a rubbish start to the day, and then it just kind of gets worse. Basically, I went to my bed last night, I had £80 in my bank account, that was fine. I woke up today, I went to check my bank account and there was 23 pence in it. So I knew that wasn't right, there was nothing due off, I had no bills to pay this week, and I phoned up the bank account, and long story cut short, somebody decided to use my card details and buy something from Amazon in America for $99, which works out £79. So that was fun. So I had to get through to Amazon and the bank and the fraud investigation team, had to get my card cancelled and then reissued a new one, had to get all my security stuff up to date with my bank account. Amazon are going to refund the money for me, that's absolutely no bother. The only problem is that it takes 5 working days to return it, so not only am I missing £80, I also won't be getting it back for another 5 working days. It's Wednesday today, which means I'm not going to get it till like next Tuesday. I said to the bank that that's not good enough because that's like my money, I need it, I've got children obviously, I have to buy food and like buy electricity and gas and things like that, and the bank tried to offer me a temporary overdraft, but it turned out that that's not available with my account, so that wasn't great. So then I went up to the church with my mum, like I do every Wednesday, go up and have a cup of tea and coffee, and they do a store and you can get things for good prices and things like that. And I speak to all the people that work up there and stuff. Well, so I was speaking to my mum, I also was told some pretty rubbish news. I'm not willing to share it because it's not actually my news to share, but it's not great. It's basically somebody's health within my family isn't the best just now. That's pretty much all I'm going to say about it, but yeah, it always seems to be one thing after another and it sucks, it really sucks. I'm waiting to go up to the doctors, as I said, for my smear test. I'm not really sure if I discussed this before, but 6 months ago I had the Mirena coil removed, the contraceptive coil that you get. I had that removed because I was in a lot of pain. I'd had it for 3 years and I was just in pain a lot with it constantly, or what I thought was that. and I went in to get it removed, and as it was getting removed, the doctor suggested to have a smear test because I hadn't been in 4 years, and it's every 3 years in Britain or in Scotland you're recommended to get a check for your smear every 3 years. So if you haven't, go and book one. Pause me right now, pick up the phone, go and phone your doctor. It's really important, because a few weeks after that smear test, come to find I actually had stage 0 carcinoma, cancer cells on my cervix, present on the outer membrane. There was no tissue invasion, thank God, but I did have to get part of my cervix removed, and I have to go for more often checkups. I'm at a higher risk for cervical cancer. So basically I need to go back up to doctors and get my checkup and make sure that everything was go at the time that they removed my cervix, because I do have a lot of issues with my reproductive organs. I've got cysts, I've got probably too much information to share with you, but if you're interested you can still listen. If not, go and watch somebody else. But basically my uterus is back to front, it's retrograde, it faces the wrong way, which is not great because I get a lot of back pain with cramp and things like that. Not only that, but I have what's called bilateral uterus, which means the top part, instead of being smooth and splitting off into the fallopian tubes, there's a dip in the top of my uterus, which apparently makes it harder to get pregnant. But I've got 2 kids, I've got Stuart and Abby, so that's fine. And also with periods, I get extremely bad periods, to the point that I've been in hospital, I become severely anemic, I've had to be put on bed rest, I've had to take medication, I'm in a lot of pain. So because of all of that factor and everything else, if the results from today come back as abnormal, then there's a good chance that they will have to then go and do another biopsy, remove more of my cervix, and at that point it may be an option to have a hysterectomy. Now, I'm only 33 years old, but as I said, and as you know, I've got 2 kids that are older, they're both over the age of 10, I'm not planning on having any more children, I'm not even in a relationship at this point in time, so it's definitely not happening. And I think all round, to be honest, that probably that would be the best idea, is to have a hysterectomy, and it's not through choice, because as a woman nobody wants that choice taken away from them. You don't want to categorically say I'm never going to have another child, because you don't know what's going to happen in life, you don't know what's around the corner. I could meet the person of my dreams tomorrow and decide that we want to have a child, but the risks, and because of the whole cervix cancer thing and all the rest of it, it's just in my position, and I think the doctors are starting to agree with me now, because I did ask for this a few years ago, but I think they're starting to agree that if this comes back more than abnormal, I'll tell you the stages of, just so you understand, when you go for a smear test, it will come back different results. You can come back completely normal, that's absolutely fine, you're hunky-dory, it's great and wonderful, you can go on with the rest of your life. It can come back abnormal, which shows that there's changes present and they need to maybe have a look further. The categories of changes is CIN1, which is mild changes, CIN2, which is moderate changes, and CIN3, which is severe changes. CIN3 then kind of starts to go into the cancer route, so then after that you've got stage 0 carcinoma, which is where it's present on the outer cells but it's not went into tissue, it's not spread anywhere, so they've caught it basically perfect time. After that, your stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4 cancer, that's it, it's full-blown invasion cancer, and obviously you go through your stages. Now, what surprised me in my case is that most websites that you go on will tell you that it takes 10 plus years to go from normal cells to stage 1 cancer, so that's going past abnormal CIN1, CIN2, CIN3, stage 0, stage 1. Now what's really scary about my case is that in 2012, the end of 2012, I was completely normal. I had no abnormal cells whatsoever, and in 4 years I went from completely normal to stage 0. So I skipped past CIN1 to CIN1, CIN2 into CIN3. So it's just so much to think about, it's so much to worry about. It's anxious not only because of the word cancer, but obviously as a female and talking about your reproductive organs and the things that make you a female, and then people say no, that's not quite working right, we have to remove this or we have to investigate that. It's not nice, it's horrible, it's absolutely horrible. So sorry, I'm rambling. I just thought I would explain a bit about what you go through and how they discuss your smear and things like that. But anyways, summarising, somebody stole all my money. I received some crappy news about somebody that's not very well, and I have the doctors to look forward to. What can you do? Gina Ochi come in I go, where are you? Where are you now, Stuart, now that I've turned the vlog camera on?
I wasn't getting it all cheeky, I was getting it too cheeky.
Yes! Thank you, Jory! Oh my god, I'm sending this to Granny. That is just brilliant!